Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rahakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the men that are on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word, truth, and sincerity, and to the remnant, men, women, and children of the elect. To you all, I say shalom. My name is Ahyash, and I'm back with another lesson through the power and the spirit of Yahweh by Yahawashi. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I just wanted to do this video had came across my YouTube feed, and I immediately clicked on it because I thought it was right aligned with the times that we're in, prophecy. You know, this being the end, and we see the spirit of America being brought low at this time. You know, things that made America, these things are failing. You know, and the idea of this place being the greatest, so-called greatest country in the world is no longer a thing. People are really feeling the effects of evil, wicked rulership in the earth. You know, there's only so long that wickedness and unrighteousness, there's only so long that it can maintain, sustain a level of vibrancy, for the lack of a better word. Okay, America's not vibrant anymore. America's not, you know, this life in general. People are feeling the effects of low wages. People are sick. People are tired. People are bored with the routine of it all. You know, people go to work every day. The job, it's a rat race. It's a lot of monotony, and it's a lot of same old thing. Been there, done that, heard it all before. You know, that's the spirit that's here in America. And these people, I'm going to play this video, and the title of the video is "Millions Are Losing Interest in Everything. America Has Changed." Okay, so people are losing interest in everyday life. People are losing interest in what was once known as the American dream, or chasing the bag, or being successful. Right? The idea of being successful and chasing that, people have grown tired of it. All right. So I'm going to play this. I'm actually going to play about 3 minutes of this, because the testimonies, and I want you to hear what these Americans, what these Babylonians are saying and how they feel. But again, it's just aligned with prophecy. It's aligned with the will of Yahweh by Yahawashi, and it's aligned with the end times.
Corporate America, we are tired. It just seems like there's so much chaos and so much going on in the world.
Being around people it's not the same any longer.
This country is just one big-ass experiment.
How is this even possible?
This is beyond a political issue. It has become a humanitarian and a health issue.
We just quietly adjusted to less joy, less hope, less expectation from life itself.
People are quietly giving up right now, and nobody's really talking about it. But maybe it's time that we should.
People used to look forward to things in life. They used to look forward to the weekend. They'd look forward to the next year. They'd look forward to hobbies that they enjoy, going out socially. But as time is going by, a lot of people are online voicing their opinions, stating that they are not looking forward to much anymore.
Who feels like when you meet new people nowadays, they no longer possess normal human emotions, and it's terrifying. I'm talking like passion, empathy, remorse. They do not care about anything that you're saying. They are in their own world. It's so hard for them to hold on a conversation. They're so robotic. Things have changed fast and drastically. Who agrees with me? It's actually really scary.
I seen a post from somebody who said they went to New York for the ball drop and like nobody was cheering, nobody was excited, that it's a new year like normal. That's because nothing is normal. We are not living in normal times, but there are so many people who are pretty much forcing normalcy onto themselves, onto their families, still celebrating the holidays. Like nothing is changed. Like everything is the same, and they're not facing reality. This is not normal times that we are living in. The shit that is happening, focusing on this country specifically, this is not normal. But we have so many of us who are walking around acting like everything is normal. And this is the reason why they're getting away with so much shit, is because we are still doing, still spending, still going to work, still paying taxes, just living life as normal. It's not normal. And until we stop doing all the normal shit, they're going to keep going and going and going.
I'm guessing that it's not just me. Does anybody else feel like they just don't care about anything anymore? Like completely unmotivated? I don't feel like cleaning up. I don't feel like going anywhere. I don't feel like talking to anyone. I just feel like everything has shifted. Like I'm on a new timeline and nothing is caught up to me and nothing feels interesting or valid or worth doing. I don't feel depressed. I just feel like, where the am I?
Nobody talks about the phase after burnout.
I'm gonna stop it there. And there was a lot that was said in that 3 minutes. Okay, a couple of things I want to point out. The first lady was talking about how people are quietly adjusting to less joy, right? It's just a thing where it's just happening like that. It's less joy. People don't have the desire to do the things that they once did. People are more willing to stay at home and watch Netflix and, just not be social, and that is again, that's a product of the rulership. Okay, that is a result of evil, wicked rulership. Let me start with Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. What you're hearing, these testimonies that you're hearing from these people, this is this is a mourning. It's a Salakia for me. I'm still under the weather, but this is people, you're hearing the mourning that's coming from these Americans, because of the evil, wicked rulership. This is an evil, wicked ruler that is here in America and Babylon the Great, and he doesn't have the ability to necessarily do right. It's going to come to a point, because your intentions are so evil, that people are going to end up suffering, right? That illusion of this being the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of milk and honey, and this is where you go. Like, America has lost its luster. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you're hearing from people. So let me get Salakia. Let me get the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, in verse 3. And it reads, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Right? The spirit of Egypt is failing right in front of your eyes. What people hold dear and desire to have and look forward to here in America is gone. It's not slowly going away anymore. It's actually gone. Right? It says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, right? So people, and even that, people are turning to what they know best. You know, you look at social media. You know, social media is the thing now, okay? And social media is like is a fucking spell, man, right? Social media is a fucking spell, man. People are under a spell that are on these social media platforms and creating these profiles and these accounts, and people are actually worshiping their own selves, you know, low key. You know what I'm saying? Their whole lives are recorded on a Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or Twitter account, X account. You know, that's where you can find people. That's where you can find people's lives. You ain't gonna find people outside being social and being active and doing things. You're gonna find people online, you know. You know, and it's a heavy spirit that are on people because people just wanna, you know, pick up their phone and start scrolling, man. That shit's a demon. And scroll all day. And some of us are actually, you know, we're victims of that. You know, this place fucking sucks, man. We got to get out of here. You know, Isaiah 24 and verse 7, it says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. Okay, so, you know, in NLT it says the merrymakers sigh and mourn. So that merry-hearted spirit, that shit is gone, man. People aren't excited as they used to be. You know, traveling doesn't have the same effect. You know, because this world is under it has a dark cloud, has a dark spirit to it, man. You know, everywhere you go, you know. And not to say people aren't, you know, it's just dead across the board. You can go places and have a good time. There's still beautiful places on the earth where you can go and enjoy yourself. You can go on vacation, all this different type of stuff. But overall, how people's outlook on life is just very different. Okay, because they see that it's like you're going nowhere fast. You know. It says, the mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. Okay, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. In the NLT it reads, the cheerful sound of tambourines is still, the happy cries of celebration are heard no more. Okay, and this is what these people are talking about here. You know, it says the happy, let's say, the happy cries of celebration are heard no more. Okay, she was saying people are just looking forward to the weekends. We were going into that in camp last week, the sit down that we did, the live sit down, the live indoor camp sit down. We was talking about how, you know, people are just looking towards the weekend because that first 5 days when they start going to work that Monday, is hell. You know, that routine, whether you got to go to work and you got to, you know, you got to get up, you got to take your kids to school, you got to feed them, you got to clothe them, you got to get them to school, you got to go to work, you got to come home, you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to do, you know what I'm saying? This is a life of goddamn, you a slave in your own life, man. You know, people don't got freaking, maids and handmaids, you know what I mean? People are doing the labor themselves, you know? So people are looking towards the weekends, man, for a break from hell, you know? It says, the cheerful sounds of tambourines are still, the happy cries of celebration are heard no more, the melodious chords of the harp are silent. And one of the girls mentioned in this video, right, she mentioned how New Year's Eve in New York City, the ball drop, She was saying how people wasn't looking forward to the ball drop. And it wasn't even celebrating. There wasn't even a lot of people at Times Square. You know, again, the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. This place is done. You know, this place is cooked, man. That's it. You know, people are just, going to work, paying taxes. That's what she was saying. She was saying people are still just spending, going to work, paying their taxes. You know, the lady at the end, she was just like, this lady right here, the older white lady, or what appeared to be an Edomite lady. This one right here.
Nobody talks about the phase after burnout.
Let me play her part again.
Has shifted. Like, they're about
Going and going and going.
I'm guessing that it's not just me. Does anybody else feel like they just don't care about anything anymore? Like,
Yeah, you hear that? Anybody feel like that people just don't care about anything anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's just almost like giving up hope for this life. You know? And that's the sign of the end. That's the sign of the times, man. Look at what she continues to go on to say.
completely unmotivated. I don't feel like cleaning up. I don't feel like going anywhere. I don't feel like talking to anyone. I just feel like everything has shifted. Like, I'm on a new timeline and nothing is caught up to me and nothing feels interesting or valid or worth doing. I don't feel depressed. I just feel like, where the am I?
Nobody talks about the fate.
Yo, not for nothing, but that sums it up. That lady right there. She said, I just don't care about anything anymore. She says she feels completely unmotivated. She doesn't feel like going anywhere, even talking to anyone. She said nothing is interesting. And she left off by saying, where the fuck am I? Like, what type of life is this? What type of life is this? You know? Let me see. Verse 9 says, Verse 9 says, Isaiah 24:9, they shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drinketh. You know? In the NLT it says, gone are the joys of wine and song. Alcoholic drink turns bitter in the mouth, right? Because when you drink to have a good time, but when you drink, man, you get to thinking, you be like, damn, man, after this night, I got to go back to hell. I'm having a little bit of a good time, but it fucking sucks. You know? Yeah, man, this is no good. It says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. All right. And that just sums it up. In the NLT, it says mobs gather in the streets crying out for wine. Joy has turned to gloom. All right. And that's what this video is about. The joy has turned to gloom. The spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. It says gladness has been banished from the land. That's exactly what all these people are talking about. Gladness is banished from the land. There's no more happiness. There's no glad feeling. It's just sadness and confusion and disappointment in this life. People aren't feeling good about themselves. They're good about this life, and they're not feeling good about the future. All right. And speaking of mobs gathering in the streets, look at what happened in Minnesota. Right? The mobs was gathered in the street because this place is just, people are looking around like, what the fuck is going on here, man? This is not sustainable. This is not a good thing. People are tired, man. People are sick of this empty ass life, So let me get these last two real quick. The point has been made. I really wanted to play the video and just grab a couple verses. Ecclesiastes Slakia. Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the door shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music, right? The daughters of music shall be brought low. In the NLT it reads, remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed, right? The door to life's opportunities is closed, all right? And the sound of work fades. And people are complaining. People are complaining about their jobs, the lack of opportunities, you know, the repeating of just what they got going on in their jobs and just their life in general, you know, that routine. People hate it, you know, and people are complaining about it. It says, now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sound will grow faint. Right. It says now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint. Just imagine, you think about that. That's crazy, man. When the birds stop chirping, you know it's bad. When the birds stop chirping, man, you know it's bad. All right. So, you know, that's just something that, hey, if you here in America and you get me here in Babylon the Great, there's more of that happening. There's more of that to look forward to. All right, this place is absolutely cooked. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Actually, let me just go to Amos. Look at this last one, Amos 5, just to close it out. Amos 5:21. It says, I despise your feast. It's like, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your semblance. It's like, let me read that again. Amos 5:21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. The girl mentioned, you know, how New Year's Eve and the holidays are just not the same, right? So whether it's New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, hey, Valentine's Day is this Saturday, you know. All these different holidays and these feast days and where people gather and you know, come together and do all this extra shit for these so-called holidays, man. It's the Lord ain't with it. The Lord ain't in it, you know, because all of these, when you look at it, all of these holidays are raising up in fucking idol worship anyway, you know. So that's just what it is, you know. And again, man, we at the end. So, and that's really what this is about, you know. The reason why you hear these people talking the way they're talking, because we are at the end, okay? Just like I said, I was going to close it on that, but let me just close it on this. 1 Peter 4:7. It says, but the end of all things is at hand. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch under prayer. Okay. So the end of all things is out here. We are to watch. We are to watch. Be sober. We are to, you know, we are to stay locked in to the spirit, to the truth. Keep our faith. Fight. You know, fight the good fight of faith. You know, that's what we're to do. Anything else is not even worth entertaining. All right. So with that, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops, the great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect as always. Shalom.